On the 12th of December 2025, something briefly tore through the darkness. A robotic telescope stationed in Ireland was calmly monitoring the moon when the surface erupted in a sudden, brutal flash. For a fraction of a second, the lunar night ignited. We didn't just predict a lunar impact. We witnessed one in real time, and there's something deeply disturbing about watching it happen live. This wasn't a special effect or a simulation. It was raw physics playing out in the open vacuum of space. A fragment of rock, no larger than a marble, had been drifting silently for ages before striking the moon at nearly 35 kilometers per second. With no atmosphere to slow it, no friction to soften the blow, all that energy had nowhere to go. The result was instant annihilation. Matter didn't collide, it transformed. The flash wasn't fire. It wasn't an explosion in the way we understand explosions. It was the sudden birth of plasma, a momentary star flaring against the grey dust. And the fact that we were able to see it from nearly 250,000 miles away should make anyone uneasy. What makes this event even more unsettling is that it didn't come from nowhere. The moon wasn't simply unlucky that night. It was moving through debris from something broken, ancient, and still falling apart. We were crossing the remains of 3,200 Phaethon, a strange object that refuses to fit neatly into our definitions, and that changes the story entirely. To understand why this matters, you have to step away from intuition and lean into the math. On Earth, we think in terms of weight and force. We drop objects, we throw things, but in space, mass is almost irrelevant. Velocity is everything. That tiny fragment was moving at 35 kilometers per second. A rifle bullet travels at about 1 kilometer per second. This grain of debris carried more than 30 times that speed. At those velocities, solid objects don't behave like solid objects anymore. When the fragment struck the moon, it didn't crack or bounce or break apart. It underwent impact vaporization. The energy was released so quickly that the rock and the lunar surface briefly ceased to be solid at all. They became a glowing cloud of superheated gas, shining brilliantly before vanishing back into silence. There was no sound, no shockwave, no echo, just a flash and then nothing. The universe is capable of extraordinary violence without making a single noise, and that quiet might be the most unsettling part. On Earth, we are protected. Our atmosphere acts like armor, burning up most of these incoming fragments long before they reach the ground. We see them as harmless streaks of light and make wishes as they fade. But the moon has no such protection. It is completely exposed. Every pebble, every grain of cosmic debris has a clear shot at the surface. That's what makes this impact different. It wasn't random. When scientists traced the trajectory of the flash, they found that it aligned with the Geminid debris stream. And the Geminids don't come from a traditional comet, they come from Phaethon. Phaethon is something else entirely, a 5-kilometer wide body of rock on an extreme orbit that drags it closer to the Sun than almost any other known asteroid. At its closest approach, temperatures soar high enough to weaken metal. Whatever Phaethon once was, it's being torn apart by heat alone. Each close pass fractures its surface, cracks spread, material breaks free, and over time, Phaethon sheds a long, invisible trail of debris that wraps around the Sun like a ghostly wake. The moon didn't just get hit, it drove straight through that wreckage. That fragment had likely survived thousands of solar orbits. It endured intense heat, endless cold, and the slow churn of gravity, only to disappear in a fraction of a second against the lunar dust. Space may look empty, but it is littered with history, fragments of worlds that no longer exist in one piece. Some scientists argue that Phaethon is the burned-out core of an ancient comet. Others say it's just a rare asteroid being destroyed by solar stress. Either way, it's falling apart. And if we're now detecting impacts like this live, it raises a troubling possibility. The debris field may be thicker than we expected. And that leads to the question no one wants to linger on. What does this mean for us? We're not just observing the moon anymore, we're preparing to return. NASA's Artemis missions, international partnerships, long-term habitats this time, we're not planning a visit. We're planning to stay. But events like the December 12 impact force us to look at those plans differently. On Earth, danger announces itself. Storms build, winds rise. You hear what's coming. On the Moon, there is no warning. Micrometeoroids fall constantly, invisible and silent. Every impact is sudden. Every threat arrives at full speed. Some argue that the risk is small, the Moon is enormous, and our structures will be tiny targets. But that argument ignores secondary effects. When an object strikes the lunar surface at these speeds, it doesn't just create a crater. It launches a spray of ejecta, sharp fragments of rock accelerated outward at tremendous velocities. With no atmosphere to slow them, those fragments can travel for miles. You don't need to be at ground zero to be in danger. A habitat could be far from an impact and still be struck by debris moving faster than a bullet. Now imagine living there, sleeping under a thin shell of metal and regolith, knowing that at any moment, without sound or warning, something could arrive from the dark and tear through everything. That psychological weight alone is something we've barely begun to discuss. We talk about the Moon as a stepping stone, as the next frontier. But frontiers are hostile by definition. The lunar surface has endured 4 billion years of bombardment. That didn't stop just because we decided to return. The December flash near Langrenus wasn't a disaster. It was a message, a reminder that the environment we're moving into is indifferent to our ambitions. Space doesn't care about missions or schedules or dreams of permanence. It simply keeps moving. For a few frames that night, we saw the Moon do what it has always done: take the hit, absorb the violence, stand as a scarred witness between Earth and the drifting debris beyond. That same battered surface has shielded our planet for eons, quietly taking the blows meant for us. The silence of space is deceptive. It isn't empty. It's active, restless, and full of motion. That single flash was a brief window into that reality, a beautiful and terrifying reminder that we are entering a cosmic firing range. If this journey into the hidden danger of our nearest neighbor resonated with you, consider subscribing and leaving a like. It helps us keep watching the dark, asking hard questions, and pushing deeper into the unknown. Until next time, keep looking up. The silence is never as empty as it seems.